My goal here today is not only to make the smallest car possible, but also to have the smallest character as possible. Look at its size compared to a stud. 0.1 studs. Oh, we can go further. Hold on. I might actually not be able to zoom in on this. Okay, no, we got it. It's taking up just a handful of pixels on the screen. No, but we're not going to be able to make them that small. I think we're going to stick with the 0.1 studs for now at least. So let's turn them into a little newbie. All right, so if I'm not mistaken, when you scale down models, it automatically changes the properties of constraints and motor 6Ds, so we shouldn't have any problems using these avatars. All right, yeah, it's look at him down there. Gonna have to change this camera offset for sure. Look, it's not even bothering to animate. I'm gonna set the max camera zoom distance to see what this looks like. Oh, let's put that to 1.5. All right, there we go. Also going to set the minimum zoom distance to 1.5. I feel like it's going to be a problem to have the health and name displayed because it's just going to be bigger than the character itself. So I'm going to disable that. All right, I disabled every single one of those properties. Now, camera offset -4. I feel like that's going to be too much, but we'll see. Okay, no, that's not enough. I know it's not going to be lower than 7.5. Okay, I don't think this is changing anything. All right, so what I've done here is I'm going to force the camera to look at the head instead of the humanoid, because when it's set to the humanoid, it uses the camera offset. All right, let's test this. There we go. Look at this little guy. Okay, it animates a little bit when I jump. I'm going to change the gravity to 150. Oh, wait, it does animate. I assume the trouble it's having is, yeah, you can see when I jump, it starts animating, because when I stop, it keeps going, but when I jump, it stops. The reason I think that's happening is the ray casting, or whatever they're using to tell how far the player is off the ground, is probably kind of malfunctioning right now because of how small it is. Also, I'm going to set zoom distance to 1. All right, that's better, but I think if I set it to 0.5, let's see if it still tries to make it transparent. Nope, but it's locking the camera. Let's set this to 0.6. Set it to 0.75. Nope, it's still locking the camera. All right, I'm going to mess around with the default camera script for a minute. Minimum focus distance. Set that to 0 and see if that allows me to have it at 0.5. Nope, we're still locked. Just keep the camera zoom distance at 1 stud. Set that jump height to 0.05. All right, I believe we have our character set up. I would like to have had the camera closer, but not going to lie, I'm feeling a little bit lazy. Okay, so I'm going to build the car next to a normal sized rig just because it gets kind of annoying having something so small and then camera moves so much. It would just get annoying really fast. I'm thinking maybe I'll go for a go-kart design. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Now, first thing though, I'm going to spawn in a vehicle seat, make it about 0.05. And now I am going to see if our custom little character, hold on, let me get over to it. I'm going to see if it'll weld properly by default. It in fact did not. I'm a little high up here. All right. Wait, I just had a quick idea. Okay, it doesn't look too bad when I change the field of view. What if I set it to half? All right, this isn't too bad. I'd probably keep it here at about 45. This isn't a bad idea. Wait, what happens when I reset? The head doesn't even lay down properly. Oh, this low gravity might end up being a problem. Yeah, let's force the camera to 45 field of view. I know the field of view doesn't do much, but it does help get the camera closer to the character, which I think is worth it. I'm going to set the density of these parts to the lowest possible because that's going to become a problem in the future when I actually make the car, make it functional. All right, I think that's about it for the character. I am still going to have to fix when you sit down on the seat. It sends you up to space a little bit. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and build the go-kart. Want to know what I hate? That even when I disable the shadows, humanoid rigs still leave shadows. Roblox, what are we doing here? Alright, I think it looks pretty good. Now I'll weld it, add some motors, then test it with a normal sized rig. I added some hinges and welded everything together. Now I did disable collisions for everything except for the wheels, because I already know it's gonna be a problem once it's scaled all the way down to 0.1 studs. Alright, time to see if I forgot to weld anything. It looks good. Look at how big it is compared to the little newbie. I wonder if I'm able to push it. I am not strong enough. All right, it is time for some programming. I think I've done it here. All right, we don't have any errors in the output. It turns and it drives. Very drifty though, I will say. Now all we have to do is resize the go-kart, adjust the seat offset, and probably mess around with the numbers a little bit more. All right, I've scaled it down to its appropriate size. It's floating off the ground. Okay, let's see what happens when I... Oh. I'm gonna try to get in it. All right, I might have to resize the seat. Collisions aren't exactly doing me any favors right now. I'm gonna make it 0.1, literally making the seat as big as the character, just so I can get in. Guys, it's not working. Oh, I was in for a second, I think. We're in. Oh my god, it's working! It's working flawlessly! Well, I mean, flawlessly for what it is. It's kinda leaning a bit here. Look at it! Whoa! It's a little bit buggy, but it's working! Okay, I'm gonna make the seat a little bit bigger. Alright, now I am going to edit the offset of the seat weld and program it to be the offset that I choose. Look at that. We are sitting in here nice and comfy. We are having a lot of trouble with the, look, I'm doing a wheelie. We're having some trouble with the collisions here. It's so fast. Look at it. Just doing endless wheelies. See if our seat weld is going to be correct. What? See, this is why I hate C-frames. I hate working with them. I hate math. I hate everything. All right, it should work now. There we go. For reference, this is one stud. This is a 1x1 stud block. And look at this. It is so small. Well, this is what it looks like next to a normal-sized Roblox character. This is what it looks like next to itself as a normal size. Oh, man. You know what? I'm willing to bet that I could get it to go smaller, but I'll leave that for a future video. All right, I published it to Roblox here, and I also added a few more carts. Oh, some of them they're moving. I so badly want to make this into an official game. Smallest racing game in Roblox, potentially coming soon. Make sure to tell me if you like this format of video where I just kind of mess around in Roblox Studio and make a random game, and also let me know if you have any ideas that you want me to try out. I'll be sure to credit you if I use any of them. Also, I see all of your comments, all of your AI suggestions on my most recent AI assistant videos. I'm getting to them. There's a lot. There's hundreds of comments. I was actually surprised. Well, that only took me about 2 hours. It was fun though. I'll make this game public and pin it in the comments. Anyways, thank you guys for all of the support and nice comments recently. I really appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.